Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. Last time, we finished up Mirage Tower, actually also started Mirage Tower, and entered the Flying Fortress. This time, we are going to continue through the Flying Fortress, but I actually have something to mention. We will not actually be getting all the treasure here, because I actually did so myself on a practice run, and most of it sucked. And did I go 2 steps before even getting an encounter there? I'm pretty sure I didn't even make it 2 steps, which is sort of normal actually with this game. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not an expert on this game, but I seem to recall reading something about the RNG being a little bit wonky in this game. A little bit imbalanced, maybe would be a good way to put it. And that it's considerably worse in this game than even the original, so the encounter rate's actually much worse. Again, not 100% sure, but again, I have a vague recollection of that. If so, I would totally believe it because this encounter rate is really high. I mean, yeah, even compared to other games of this era, like Earthbound Beginnings, Dragon Quest, I don't know, this feels unusually high. Though, actually, now that I think about it, I've never actually played a Dragon Quest to its entirety. I've only played a teensy bit of Dragon Quest 9, which I sold, which was a terrible decision, by the way. It was just too hard. I got to a point where I just gave up, and then I was like, hey, it's rare, I'll sell it for money. Bad idea, actually, because if it was expensive then, it's only gone up since. So yeah, bad call. So on this floor, there's a lot of mithril equipment, a lot of diamond equipment, a ribbon, and 2 items called the black robe and the white robe. The white robe is for white mages, black robe is for black mages, and and the stats are actually worse than the ruby armlets, so not really worth it if you ask me. Let's see, there's also tons of gil, and that's essentially it. Of the main treasures, but there's actually one treasure that isn't considered a treasure per se. What does that mean, you may ask? Well, before I forget, I should probably heal him first. And also just do a party heal while I'm at it, because we're kinda getting beat up here. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one again, here we go. There we go. Tip-top shape, and another encounter. Also, again, the treasure's just really not worth it if you ask me. To top that off, you have a huge encounter rate, and that just escalates to making this area a complete pain in the butt to actually get all the treasure in. This is the only thing you really need out of here, the adamantite. You may remember the dwarves asked for adamantite, so this is like the only important thing that we actually need. Though, if you have a different party setup, I might disagree with that. If you have 2 knights, which some guides actually say to do, yeah, some guides say go with a ninja, some guides say go with a ninja, or don't go with a ninja and just have 2 knights. If you go with the 2 knight strategy, getting all the second set of diamond equipment is actually totally worth your time. For a ninja, that's really just a huge waste of time. Unfortunately, there is one rare ninja weapon on the next floor called the Sasuke's Blade, and again, unfortunately, it's kind of a pain in the butt to actually get. So I didn't actually practice this part, but I think we have schedule, so we might as well. Something else I've been meaning to talk about while we're doing all this is the fact that Final Fantasy 15, as of today, August 15, 2016, has officially been delayed, and the internet is losing its mind. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It is insane the amount of angst right now. And to put it bluntly, I'm okay with it because, well, Platinum Demo and Episode Duskai really didn't impress me. There was a lot of weird stuff in that. Like, a lot of weird button lag, specifically in Platinum Demo. In particular, like, it felt really laggy and unresponsive. And I was like, oh god, is the full game gonna be like this? So, and from that standpoint, I personally am okay with the fact that the game's getting delayed, because I did not think it was ready, like anywhere near ready as is. So, to me, not a huge surprise. The reasoning though was a little bit shaky. I mean, it's cool in theory, but also a little bit shaky now that I think about it. Their reasoning was that they are delaying it so they wouldn't have to do a day one patch, with an added clause that they feel like a lot of people who will be playing the game may not have internet, so they want to make it so you don't need the internet to get the patch, so they're just gonna basically include a patch with the game. To me, I like that from an ethical standpoint, because day one patches are getting out of hand, like No Man's Sky. Yeah, not good. But somehow it also is kind of weirding me out at the same time, because who owns a PS4 or an Xbox One and doesn't have internet? Like, seriously. Probably, like, some, but, like, seriously, who would own a PS4 or an Xbox One and not have any semblance of an internet connection? Like, I feel like the only people who wouldn't have internet, like Wi-Fi, would be, like, serious technophobes. Or, like, I don't know. Like, I have, like, elderly grandparents, and they don't have internet, but it's just a matter of them not ever feeling it necessary. But it's like, I just don't see how many people of a gaming demographic, is what I'm saying, that would not actually have internet, but would also own a gaming console. That just feels like such a small demographic, and such an oddly specific demographic, and makes me wonder if there's some horrible, horrible thing in the game that they're not really talking about, because it would be bad PR, to put it bluntly, if they're like, oh snap, we can't fix this with a patch, let's just save face. Because that's kind of how it feels, actually. In any case, I'm okay with the delay from a second standpoint, because this Let's Play, like I said before, I've been playing this Let's Play to fall in November just because. So, for it to come out the same time I'm Let's Playing the original Final Fantasy is just, as my mom put it, serendipitous. It's just kind of a weird coincidence. Yeah, I was talking to my mom about it earlier. Yeah, it's like, okay, that was a really good lucky coincidence, I suppose. Just take it. Also, I should point out, in this game, slow does actually work considerably differently than other Final Fantasies. Slow affects how many hits you get off per turn, not your turn order. So, in later Final Fantasies, it affects your actual physical speed, so it is considerably different in how it works. Which is better, I'll leave that up to you. Personally, I can take it or leave it either way. I don't usually cast slow, except in Final Fantasy, like, 13. Anyway, this is considered a really hard level, and I will speak from personal experience. I've gotten lost here quite a few times. So just look at those little corner things. So you see the little square. You want to pass by 2 on the left, and get into a battle. This is not a good battle. I'm gonna cast a Firaga probably, or Flare. Flare works too. Actually, Flare costs so much MP it's not worth it. Maybe I shouldn't have used Flare. Maybe that was a bad call. Also, Medusas can cast Gaze, so that's also really bad. Focus now. So we pass by 2 to the left. Vampire Lords are upgraded versions of vampires. If you have Holy, actually Null Blaze is a good strategy for them because they're weak to fire, so now all that can really hurt them is Holy magic. Slight conundrum for them, we actually do have Holy magic, but it's irrelevant because we ran. If you go 2 up, you should get to this portal, which will take you to floor 5. Easy, right? Okay, so go up all the way. Please don't be what I think it is. Thank you. This is actually home to what in the original game was considered the super boss of the game. I will be fighting the super boss. I don't guarantee I'll win, and I am going to save before doing so. So, contrary to what I normally do for Let's Plays, I am actually going to save partly through a video. Unfortunately, the super boss is really tough. I'll probably die. But I want to get to the orb first, before actually saving. Oh, okay, good. We're good. We're so good. I was afraid that was it. I think I read it was a 1 in 255 chance or something, but that sounds too much like a Pokemon encounter rate for me to actually commit to that as an answer, if I may be completely honest. Yeah, that sounds like a Pokemon catch rate. We are going to use an... no. I didn't use an either off screen, I should mention, so that's why MP is was a little bit higher at the beginning of the video. Also, we are running dangerously low on MP, so I'll be using the heal staff a lot to conserve when possible. I'm probably gonna grind off screen to actually try to find the hidden encounter, but for now, let's actually no, we should do this first. Nope, not you guys. I'm gonna try it like 2 or 3 times, and if not, we're just gonna fight the boss, I think. Yeah, actually, we're pushing it for time, so I think we should just go and fight the guy. And defeat him 3 fiends and reach my lofty perch. Last of the 4 fiends. Hype. This is the hardest one by far, and more the better. May the image of Tiamat, the fiend of wind, be the last to burn in your eyes. And he's totally cool with being the last one, apparently. Okay. Like, remember what I was saying about not teaching anyone magic? Yeah, this is probably one of those times where I wish I'd used magic. Spells by half is actually really good, but it's 1 per person and costs 40 MP. So what I am going to do is take the easy way out and use... when I find it... Wait a minute, what do these do? Undead... Let's see, where the heck is it? Healing Staff, there we go. And the best bet is Flare. Stat time! Because why not? Tiamat has a lot of HP. A lot of HP compared to what we're used to fighting. He has a whole 2400 HP. Problem, Flare does 400 damage. So again, like I use this term a lot in gaming, so pardon me if I say too much, but again, this is one of those fights that like I've said before, is kind of a war of attrition, where all you have to do is survive more than anything. I'm casting Haste on our knight just for that. Exactly that reason. You proved my point perfectly, dude. So with Haste, our ninja's not gonna be much help in this fight. Sorry, dude. This guy likes AoE attacks, by the way, so be very careful. I wish the Healing Staff cast Hilara, but maybe that would be a little bit too broken. And using Flare repeatedly isn't, so yeah. I actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, good logic there. So, this battle should be really tough, but it really isn't, because all you do is cast Flare over and over again. Again, that's why I consider it a war of attrition, because you're just trying to survive, mostly. Who can last longer? Because if he does like a lot of AoE stuff in a row, you can die really quickly, like that. If he does that twice, we're kind of screwed, actually. But if we can get off enough flares before he does anything too nasty, we should be safe. Keyword being should. Yeah. Okay. This is getting a little dicey, actually, to be honest, though I'm not surprised in the slightest. This is the last guy, after all. The last of the 4 Fiends. And also, I can't count and commentate at the same time, so I have no clue what number this is. If this is... I think this is 4 or 5. Yeah, and also our cumulative damage over the last few turns was enough to put us over the edge, essentially. So the last crystal has been restored, and Whisperwind Cove is Wait, where actually is that? Just one moment, actually. It's north of Crescent Lake near the Cavern of Ice. Okay, I have no clue where that actually is. That may sound really unusual for this Let's Play, but yeah, I have no idea where that actually is. So that's gonna be fun to try to find. So now I'm actually saving again in the same slot, making sure it's the same slot so I don't save over the beginning of this episode. We're gonna try a few more times to try to find the special boss, and if not, I'll cut to it. So, yeah, we'll meet back when we find the boss. Or if I find him right here, then we won't have to cut. Wouldn't that be nice? Nope, no such luck. So I'll cut back when I get to the boss, which may be a very long time for me. So this is the super boss of Final Fantasy 1, the Death Machine, also known as the War Mech. It is the toughest battle in the original game, not so much in this game because of all the optional content. And it is also very well known because of this move, Nuke. The aptly named Nuke. So it also has very high defense, very high attack, and it's very rare. It took about maybe 15-20 encounters to actually see it, and that's actually a fairly generous estimate. But he only has 2000 HP, but, I guess you could say, he actually regenerates 100 every turn. So, this battle is notoriously difficult. One thing that is actually good to keep in mind is though, that he'll never use Nuke twice in a row as far as I'm aware. Quite famously, this boss was actually the subject of a contest in Nintendo Power. A picture of, let's see, it was a contest like if you submit a pic, apparently the site I was looking at lied. We are dead. So, yeah. Anyway, the site said he never uses Nuke twice in a row. Well, there we have it. Anyway, this boss was actually subject of a contest in Nintendo Power. If you actually get a picture of it, you could have your name in the game. And the game that the name ended up in was actually Link to the Past. Chris Houlihan had a room named after him in Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, for sending a photo into Nintendo Power of that boss. Just thought I'd make note of that, but in any case, next time we shall begin the bonus dungeons. So thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Final Fantasy 1